welcome back to Table Talk. Thank you for tuning in. You could have been doing anything with your time, but you chose to tune in here. So I greatly appreciate that. My name is Terrence Turner. This is Table Talk. I have a guest here today, and before we just fully introduce, this is my first time actually personally meeting him, but I am a huge fan of his work. He is, I'll call him an innovator. He's extremely innovative in what he's done because, and before I even go that far, I think it should actually be applauded of what he's done because this is something that you can't just stumble into. You know, I don't know anybody else who's doing it. I have with me DJ Scrap. DJ Scrap, how you doing?
What's going on, man? Glad to be on Table Talk.
Appreciate that. DJ Scrap, for all of you who may not be familiar with him, he's He is a very popular DJ, of course, it's in the name, but he also created the B.R.U.H App, B.R.U.H, which stands for Baton Rouge Underground Heat. Now, it's not limited to just Baton Rouge. I go on there frequently. You know, you can get all kind of hard to find albums from other artists as well. I saw you have Soulja Slim album on there. So he's a New Orleans legend, but it's a streaming network, correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's just like your Tidal, it's just like your Apple Music, It's just like Spotify, Pandora.
Platform.
It is a live stream. Well, it is a streaming platform.
Yes, sir.
Right, with nothing but music, exclusive content as well too.
Absolutely.
So tell me, I've talked enough about it.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna go to the source. Tell me a little bit about the B.R.U.H App.
Absolutely, man. I gotta tell you, man. Gotta start at the beginning.
Cool, that's what we're here for.
As many people know, man, I started really in the strip club. And I know we're going to go a little more into this, but I was really
Let's go all the way into that. You mentioned the strip club.
Okay.
Let's go into it.
Well, before that, man, I was a mixtape DJ. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I was really making money. I didn't really try to go into clubs. I was really making income just making mixtapes at the house, selling them wholesale to different platforms such as mixunit.com. And we talking about early 2000s or whatnot.
Okay.
It was actually a great man, and I'm pretty sure we'll go into this a little later, by the name of Jay Dirty, who actually called me with a club opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I would have been stuck in the bedroom, but I know for sure that man got me out my comfort zone and got me into the club. So long story short, man, Dancer's Men's Club was the only urban strip club in the city. People think of Kittens, but that's really Prairieville.
Kittens is outside the city.
Exactly.
Well, it was outside the city.
Right. So Dancer's was really that spot, man. Mixtapes was my calling card. Right. So what would happen was I would make mixtapes. I'd put a stack of 100 on the counter for free.
Right.
And it was like my business card. You know, I didn't try to sell them or whatnot, but man, people would come to the club. I ain't gonna say just for the mixtapes. Of course, you got half naked women, but they would come.
You know, they also got wings and pool tables.
Absolutely right. So they would come, man. These mixtapes would fly off the counter. I'm talking about people would come. You got any more? I know you got some in your backpack. Mixtapes would just fly off the counter, and I would do this like once a month. A new mixtape, yada yada. Right. I've been at that club for about 10 years, man. So you got to understand, and you can tell by the gray in the beard, you know what I'm saying, I've been at this for a while. So long story short, the mixtapes would fly years. They would fly for years. But toward the end of my tenure, I noticed the CDs would stop flying off the shelf. Now, why is that? Is my CDs trash? Is my mixing poo?
Technology, right?
Technology, man. I remember one of my best friends was like, Scrap, you ain't got this on none of the streaming sites? The Camaro ain't got no CD player. I started hearing that often and often. People were like, man, I ain't got no CD player. So now I'm sitting here looking like a dinosaur because I done invested so much in these CDs. I got the CD burner. I got my CD printer.
I still enjoy collecting CDs on a
man. My CD collection is incredible. I feel like booklets is great to have or whatnot.
Of course.
But man, once the CDs stopped flying and people started kind of commenting that they didn't have CDs anymore, it's like, okay, I got to start getting these projects on these streaming platforms.
Right.
And of course, there's Dat Piff. There was live mixtapes, but big at the time was my mixtapes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because I was so late to the party, and it's the key word of the B.R.U.H App, I had no leverage.
Okay.
So it was like, had I jumped on these apps when they first got big, maybe I would have like a partnership with these guys. Unfortunately, I didn't. So I tell people all the time, man, I could do a mixtape right now with Boosie, which is a big deal. But if I drop that on my mixtapes right now, it'll land on page 4. Now, I don't know about other artists or other DJs, but my stuff don't belong on page 4. I belong on page 1.
Talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? It's real talk. Like, my artwork is good. My mixing is good. I deserve to be on page 1, but at the same time, I understand business. So to get this front page placement, to get these new audience looking at me, I mean, I'd have to pay thousands of dollars in sponsored ads. I'd have to pay thousands of dollars in placement. I'd basically have to spend some money to get the look I needed.
And I kind of understand where you come from with that, because with someone with an extensive resume, you feel like, why should I have to?
Absolutely.
You know, like, my resume speaks for itself.
Right, and I don't mind, putting in the work, but it's like, again, it's kind of like World Star. If you don't have any plugs there and you drop a video, what good is your video landing on page 5?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I at least need to be on page 1 to get that new audience.
Right.
So it really just became a light bulb, man. Do I spend thousands of dollars to get, a one-day placement on somebody else's app? Or should I maybe invest that money and create my own app?
Okay.
And I realized if I create my own platform, I'd never have to worry about that. My mixtapes could always be at the top. I could be on top of NBA YoungBoy. And that's kind of the look, not only that I need, but really every artist and DJ need, even if it's for one day. You need a new audience to go to this platform, whether it's Tidal or Spotify. If they see you on that front page, that's a whole new audience you're getting.
Now, you can't just say this on a whim, like, you know what, I don't want to be on page 5. I'm just creating my own app.
Right.
Now, tell me, you got to have a background as far as coding or anything else to create that. You can't just up and just say, yep, let me see, today I'm going to go to the mall, eat lunch about 2, create an app about 4. Tell me, how'd you even get into that? Like, what's your background?
And this is true, man. Dancers, man, again, I was there. I eventually ended up getting dancers like 6 days out the week. Okay. So I would turn that into my office. Like, if I'm there that many times, I can't just be there playing music. Right. So I used to take advantage of the time, and I literally start teaching myself coding in the DJ booth.
Hold up. Now, how that work? You got a stripper over here.
Right.
You got somebody over here playing pool.
Right.
And in the midst of that, you mixing and learning coding?
Absolutely, man. Again,
you borderline genius.
But, hey, man, I like to consider myself, but again, you got to let other people call you that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I'm going to call you that because that's multitasking. I'm like, oh, man,
appreciate
look at them titties.
that, man.
And, let me call you.
And again, man, being there for 10 years, I kind of had a spot on lock. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I know exactly what I'm doing. I could play an auto mix, and the girls love it because we done basically tailor it to that.
Gotcha.
So I definitely had the situation on lock to the point I could, and then I ended up getting a backup DJ, one of my best friends, Uzumaki Fly. So once I got some help to help me DJ in the club, it really allowed me to take some of that time to do what was important. Okay. And again, man, I can't really stress it enough, man. Even when I started DJing, I never really saw myself in the club. I knew I'd do some club gigs, concerts, parties. Of course, the money is good. But it's something about mixtapes, man. That was my origin. And if you think about it, a mixtape is a DJ's way to basically have his own radio show. Yeah. You got your intro. You can put commercial ads. I've kind of always wanted to be on the radio. Never got that shot. Definitely tried a few times at Max 94.1. It just never happened for me or whatnot.
Now, we talking old Max 94.1 or current Max 94.1?
Absolutely current 94.1.
Okay, that's why then.
Exactly. Of course, the older one.
We know old Max 94.1 was, a bit different. I think they catered more to the city. To the underground. And everybody know Cumulus kind of bought it out. And at the end of the day. This incarnation, I don't recognize that incarnation.
Exactly. And the program director will tell you, unfortunately, even though they're not playing local music, the numbers are good and the ratings are good. So, when corporate sees that, they don't really care. So I can't really fault them. You know what I'm saying? The numbers are good. I guess y'all got to go with what works. But as you said, the old Max 94.1, and we are talking to Jay Tweezy days, really, had a local scene there, and they really had a hand in breaking music. Right. And I think that's why I stick to mixtapes so much, because I'm such an underdog DJ. I just stick with the underdog and the underground artists. Okay. And I'm really a big influenced by Michael Watts of the Swisher House out of Houston. Absolutely. And he made it look easy, with mixtapes, getting his friends to freestyle on it. I figured, hey, man, I get some talented artists, we freestyle, it'll blow up. Right. Never really blew up like that, but same idea, you know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to create my own mix show. So, again, I kind of always wanted my own platform, and it just never worked out. And I'm not one to get discouraged at all. In fact, I kind of credit Max 94.1 with helping create the B.R.U.H App, because there's only so many times you go tell me no. There's only so many times you go shut this door before I say, okay, I'm going to become competition. Right. And you really don't want me playing on the other side of the field, but hey.
Oh, he competitive. I like that.
Exactly.
I like that.
That's how it goes. So a lot of shut doors really led to the B.R.U.H App, man, be honest with you. It actually has a 24-hour radio station, you know what I'm saying? So eventually, you know, they'll be calling. But up until then, taught myself the coding, man, and really I just knew I needed my own platform to get these ideas.
How long did it take for you to get a hold on coding and everything? And for, you know, for people who may not know what coding is, you know, kind of explain that a little bit.
No, absolutely, man. I will say this by myself, man. I am not that genius level when it comes to coding. I definitely have help when it comes to creating this app. You know what I'm saying? I definitely reached out to like-minded young people like me who helped me. The basics of coding I've learned, and man, you can go to Barnes and Nobles, pick up a book. Man, you can go to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's
YouTube University.
The best tutorials. You know what I'm saying? So I basically taught myself the basics. I wanted to have the look and feel. You know what I'm saying? But as far as getting on the App Store, as far as getting your stuff on these platforms, you are gonna need some help. And there is a saying that says, if you dream doesn't need help, you're not thinking big enough. So I definitely have some help, man. But as far as the coding, man, again, YouTube University, if you're just trying to learn some basics, you can get a one-page app, you know what I mean, that just sends somebody to your website if you want to. It's really the extent of how big you want it to be.
Right.
So, man, you know, that was really kind of self-taught. And even with DJing, I always, you know, thought it was crazy that most DJ stories ends with, my cousin handed me these turntables, my uncle passed us down. Nah, bro, I used to listen to Swisher House mixtapes. I'd go imitate it.
You know, that reminds me, that story is actually straight out of Poetic Justice. Like, come on, man. They had the turntables at the end of the movie when Tupac cousin got killed, and then he got the turntables. Next thing you know,
that's a fairy tale.
They lifting stories from Poetic Justice is what I think.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's a fairy tale to me. I had no DJs in the family, no DJs in the clique. This was just something I had a passion for, man, and just took the opportunity. I tell people, man, shout out to Hollywood Casino, because when I came back from college in Arizona, I was broke like most college students.
Right.
Playing a dollar slot machine, bro. I hit a jackpot at the time. I thought it was a jackpot. The things just started going up. Me and my partners going crazy like this thing finna hit $1 million. It actually landed on 1,000. But that was all I needed, man. I went straight to Guitar Center, bought my first piece of equipment, and the rest is kind of history.
Man.
But shout out to Hollywood Casino, man, because I would probably still not have that equipment if it wasn't for that, you know, God's blessing.
Shout out to Hollywood Casino. I've never won anything from Hollywood Casino.
Right. And then that was the dollar slot machine. So shout out to everybody playing poker, blackjack. That's a little advanced for me. I stuck to the dollar slot machine, and God sent it through, man. So that was really the start of the DJing. And again, just completely self-taught.
Okay. Now, what year was the B.R.U.H App launched? Because like I said, I think I found it, I think sometime maybe like last year.
Mm-hmm. Man, officially, we probably just made a year in about 3 months.
Okay.
I want to say it came out last year in August.
Okay.
And crazy part is I was working at Dancers full time, so I was using that money to fund my dream.
Right.
Well, anybody will tell you, man, Dancers just randomly shut down.
I know, man.
And people still ask me to this day, like, what happened? I got to be honest with you. I don't know.
Dang, that was going to be my next question. What happened?
I have no idea, man. There's rumors circulating. You know, we usually would close down for the storm.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was Hurricane Barry. And owners did not just open up after that, man. Put a lot of people out of work. I'm not knocking them. I'm sure they have their reasons. Mike, the owner, good guy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he has his reasons. There's rumors of it starting back up, but I don't know too much of that extent. But that actually shut down in the middle of me funding my app.
Right.
So this is where I took a huge leap of faith, man. I took out a loan.
Man.
And I don't mean no good credit bank loan. I'm talking about a CashNet USA interest rate out the roof. I'm knowing if I take $1,000 out, I'm gonna end up paying $2,500. The thing about that is, bro, I was so confident that this would work.
You bet on yourself.
And I'm just confident in the city. And I tell people all the time, man, it's very special. I mean, everybody knows this, but Baton Rouge is a special city, man.
It is.
They compare it to Atlanta. You know, Atlanta maybe put a new star in the game every 3 months. Baton Rouge, we putting somebody in the game. It might be once a year, but look at the impact of an NBA young boy.
When they hit, they hit.
Exactly. Look at the impact of a Gates, the Boosie. So when we put somebody in the game, the Fredo Bangs, we put them in the game.
Right.
And a little more to that point, bro, when I created this app, I didn't even think I would be able to get the majors on the app. I didn't think I'd get Boosie. I didn't think I'd get Youngboy. I didn't think of none of those guys. I was confident in our underground scene.
Right.
I'm talking about the WAPs, the Bezos, the Johnny Hustles. These guys, like, who make enough noise in the city Like I'm like, our underground could
Right.
have its own app.
Exactly.
So when I end up partnering up with Audio Mac, I realized, dang, I do have a chance to legally put the big guys on here, and that just not only gives the app more credibility, but the underground guys, it makes them look good too. And I can put you right next to NBA YoungBoy.
Right,
I'll put
right.
you next to Fredo Bang.
Right.
So really just betted on myself, man, on this app. And again, Underground DJ, it started as an underground app.
Now, tell me this now, because I mentioned earlier, you know, the larger platforms like a Spotify, like a Tidal, like an Apple Music, but these, you know, are subscription based.
Right.
The B.R.U.H app is free.
Absolutely.
So, how does it generate money?
Absolutely, man. Of course, like most businesses, advertising. You know what I'm saying? Advertisement is really the key right now. I do have the ability to put ads on the app, but like most people, I find that annoying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want a big pop-up ad to pop up just to listen to a new song.
Right.
So right now, it is really advertisement, monetizing it, and I tell people because I basically built it, there isn't a large, you know, it doesn't require much. You know what I'm saying? I do have bigger plans for it eventually, but right now, being that it's such self-based, and I mean, it's really a one-man team. I'm not paying programmers. I'm not paying graphic designers. Most of the graphics you see are done by me.
Okay.
Also self-taught from YouTube. It's like I'm a
You
one.
got a master's in YouTube
Exactly,
University.
man. I'm a one-man gang, so being that the cost of production is so low, I don't have to hit people over the head with subscription prices.
Gotcha.
Now, the more we get into exclusives and we get bigger, we may have to look into that. But right now, I wanted to build a fan base, and I mean, what's easier than doing something for free right now?
Okay. Now, also with the streams, of course, and like I'm asking because I'm completely ignorant to what I'm about to ask. That's why I'm asking the question.
No problem.
But with the other streaming sites, I know artists get paid per stream.
Right.
You know, it might be whatever the scale is. I know Tidal says that they pay their artists like, you know, the most. Is that the same thing with the B.R.U.H app, or is that something that you're moving into?
Absolutely moving into, man. As the artist is handling their business, and I mean, they got their publishing together and they got their royalties together, no matter what streaming site it's on, as long as it's generating, they're going to see a check. We don't have one directly. Again, we're only 1 year in, but these licenses are something we will look into. That way we can pay artists directly. Now, we partner with Audio Mac, and they actually have started just being introduced to Billboard. So now guys on Audio Mac can now get charted now. So that's who we partnered with. So again, if you're handling your business and your music's on Audio Mac, we actually can kind of just partner through them. That way all streams through the B.R.U.H app will go through them and you actually get paid. Now the underground guys, and I gotta be honest with you, it's a lot who don't have their business together, but again, they're kind of just starting off or whatnot.
Right.
We will upload it for them and they're kind of just happy to get the promo.
Right,
But-
kind of getting the exposure.
Absolutely, but like when I talk to Boosie them about the app, I let them know, look, man, ain't no bootlegging going on. These streams actually go directly to your official Audio Mac page, and you're gonna see a check from that.
So they're getting paid. So Audio Mac is kind of handling that leg of it.
Absolutely, that's how I'm able to get the bigger artists on there without any legal. Because man, if I try to upload anything by YoungBoy, man, this gets flagged before I even type the name in.
Right,
Similar to YouTube, you know, they scan the music, and if they recognize it, they'll pull it.
And they if they recognize one frame of
One
anything,
frame, man. I try to do DJ creative and mix another song, and they still.
yeah, they look.
Exactly.
Flag
So
that.
big shout out to Audio Mac for allowing us to partner with them and allow the bigger artists to not only be a part of our app, but to make sure the business is handled.
Gotcha.
But that's just kind of more to the underground artists. Get your royalties together, man. Get your publishing together. That way, once we do hit that next stage, you'll be seeing a check from Bro.
Now, tell me, you know, and you might not want to divulge too much because, like I said, you kind of in the game and you're independent, but
sir.
you made mention of more plans for the B.R.U.H app. So tell me, you know, what's coming up with the B.R.U.H app as far as what's not there now, but what's coming soon.
Right now, man, I feel like we're just spotlighting the city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, unfortunately, I feel like we're reacting. So I'm kind of waiting on YoungBoy to drop. I'm waiting on Boosie to drop. And, you know, I'm able to put that on the app. And again, it helps increase the views for underground artists. But man, I tell people the key to the app being bigger than it is exclusive content. So hopefully, man, that budget rolls in. We could partner up with the right people, and I can get in the studio with some of these guys, and we get exclusive content. I mean, something that you only can find on the B.R.U.H app.
Right.
And that's really going to drive traffic. So when I say more coming, man, we're going to have exclusives with YoungBoy, with the WAPs, you know what I'm saying, with all these big guys. Man, COVID really put a shutdown to a lot of live performances, man. But before that happened, I was planning a B.R.U.H fest. You know what I mean? These festivals were huge.
Okay.
Again, I'm a DJ, so just shows, festivals, man, live streaming, podcasts, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking around like, oh yeah, I got to get you guys involved with that, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So just really exclusive content, man, and that's kind of coming more from the mixtape side. That's how mixtape stood out. You got a Chameleonaire freestyle, you got that Boosie freestyle, like that'll bring people to your platform. So just building up that budget right now, man, that way we really could get exclusives to the content, feature not only the big guys, but even the up-and-coming guys with a buzz.
Now, when you say partner, I'm trying to look for someone to maybe partner up with, like what are we talking, like a financial institution? Because, I mean, I know banks get involved with investments like this. I know even with Tidal, Sprint bought like 50% of Tidal or something, which Sprint now is T-Mobile, so I guess they have it now. So who would you be looking to maybe partner up with as far as like what kind of system?
That's a great question, man. I never really thought into the mobile side of that. Being that it is a mobile app, man, we'd love to partner up with T-Mobile or AT&T for sure. Anything that's really pushing technology. Banks are definitely cool, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that I've got it out the mud and basically paid for everything myself, man, I'm kind of looking for more African-American support. You know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody who just sees this as a check. I need somebody who's really interested.
Who's really invested into it.
Yeah, who really sees it. Not just want to give me some money and say, go do your thing. Like, nah, man, somebody who really wants to put a hand in it. And I'm not in a rush for that at all, because like I said, we're doing great. But I like to see more, and that's really up to me to kind of continue to build my circle up and get with more successful black men and women. And Baton Rouge has a lot of coalitions like that, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So even Southern business side, has a center for people like me to find investors like that.
Right.
It's just about me finding the time to get down there. But I definitely would like to keep it, black owned, and people who don't just see it as a check opportunity, who really kind of see the benefit of breaking new artists. Because there's kids, man, like YoungBoy was a 16-year-old kid who they took a gamble on, and look at him now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just, go to the majors yet. Like, let's help some of these guys in our community who are trying to just do this to get their moms out the hood.
Right.
Let's do it for the right reasons.
Exactly.
So I'm not just looking for a check at this point. I do think somebody will start trying to buy the app in a while, but again, I'm not in a rush to sell it, man. If you just go sell it and take all the underground guys off, then we already, like, the U stands for underground. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if you just want the young boys, that's not really gonna work for me. It's all about breaking new artists.
You don't want to create a cumulus situation.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Cumulus, but no hate, but
exactly.
We're just saying.
Exactly, though. Like, if I can't promote the underground guys, like, it makes no sense. Because I could have just created Tidal 2, Spotify Part 2. Like, nah, that's not it.
Right.
So it's all about really helping the community and the artists in BR get to a better thing.
Now, what about, because right now it's strictly music, correct?
No, we have a video section too, man.
Okay, that's what I'm getting ready to get into.
Absolutely, man. In fact, man, we have a live radio station 24/7, and when you kind of get into support, this was kind of something I knew going into the app. Some people just aren't gonna gravitate toward it until it hits a certain milestone.
Right.
And that doesn't upset me at all, you know what I'm saying?
That's just human nature.
Exactly.
Everybody doesn't see the vision at first, and then what they do is once it kind of catches a wave and they're like, oh, let me ride the wave now too.
Exactly. And artists and I tell artists all the time, you see them kind of venting. It's like, man, nobody want to rock with me till I'm popping. But it's like, at the same time, bro, you are one of a million artists. Like, it's not that we don't believe in you. We need to see you start going out of town. We need to see you start hooking up with bigger DJs. We need to see you start, you got to kind of prove yourself.
Right.
So I never get mad.
Exactly.
I just prove, like, the app, you know what I mean? So I'm going to that to say is we have a 24-hour radio station. So I'd actually love if every DJ in the city had an hour segment, you know what I'm saying? Some guys don't return emails yet, but again, it just haven't hit that milestone yet. But it has a live 24 radio station. We have videos. We actually have a live streaming portion. We was partnering through Twitch, but they ended up kind of changing some stuff, so we had to scale back on that.
Okay.
But we do have a video section, and right now we are promoting music videos, but again, similar to this, hopefully I can hijack this footage, you know what I'm saying, exclusive content that we can put more.
We do not mind sharing, the more the merrier.
Exactly, so we have a
You heard
video
it here
section.
first. See, I said it. So
right.
yes,
So,
we will share.
Radio station, we do videos, but of course we do focus on music. And when I say focus on music, I like to focus on singles.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell guys that if you can't get somebody to listen to your song, how you gonna get them to listen to a 15-track album?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you want to put that on Spotify and whatnot, that's cool. But with the B.R.U.H App, keyword is leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the only platform where you can get the front page banner, you can get the top spot on top of Young Boy. We really can make you seem bigger than what you are, and at this point in your career, that's what a lot of guys need. A lot of guys are quick to say, man, my music is on all platforms, but if we open up Spotify right now, do you see them? Like, I got to search for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's cool and all, but I don't have to search for Lil Baby. I don't have to search for Drake.
Kinda
These
just pops
guys
up.
are on the front page, so it's like, bruh, is really the only app where a Baton Rouge rapper could feel, or not even rapper, artist. And again, we aren't limited to rap.
Right.
Now, because I did start in the strip club, I knew it would be rap heavy, because I deal with more artists. But man, we're looking for gospel. We're looking for R&B. Man, we're looking for country and rock.
Are you able to find some local gospel singers and everything that may want to, you know, that have shown interest in getting on the site?
I think because it's so rap based right now,
They hadn't seen it like that.
They hadn't seen it like that. And again, when I say bruh getting bigger, at some point we are gonna have A&Rs. We will have scouts, because unfortunately, like I said, man, it's a one-man gang right now, so I can't spread myself too thin, man. But eventually we will have people scouting these events. I want everybody on this app, man. I've hollered at a rock band before, you know, and they were gonna put their music on it. So we haven't got to that point yet, but anybody listening or looking, I don't care what you are. And bruh, you know, is one of my greatest. I come up with acronyms all the time, but it's one of my greatest acronyms, Baton Rouge Underground Heat. It eventually was gonna be Baton Rouge Underground Hip Hop. But of course, as a businessman, why limit it to hip hop?
Right.
So by saying underground heat, it's not even music, man. If you a barber in Baton Rouge doing your thing, you're Baton Rouge Underground Heat.
Right.
You're a podcaster, you're bruh. If you're a hairstylist, you got your own daycare. If you're doing anything positive in Baton Rouge,
I'm loving that.
Absolutely,
I'm
man.
loving
You're
that.
bruh.
That way you can just apply to everything.
Exactly,
I
man.
feel
So
you.
again, even if you don't do music, man, there's a way I can promote your clothing line. There's a way we can cross-platform everything. Stores, it don't matter what you do, man. This is really Baton Rouge app. We have an event section. And again, one-man gang, so it's probably not filled up right now, but eventually, similar to continuous events, I want to have the whole city on lock. I don't care if you're affiliated with me or not. Bruh should be the app. Even if you don't listen to the music, you'll be able to see, okay, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, podcast.
Right.
Eventually, man, you'll be able to catch up with all of Baton Rouge, all on this one app.
And it becomes just a one-stop shop where you go there for everything Baton Rouge Underground Heat.
Absolutely, man.
See?
Absolutely, bro. So again, that's what the bro really stands for. That's why we didn't do the hip hop. It's heat. So I don't care what you're doing. If you are positive, it's doing something good, holler at me, man. I'm guaranteed there's a way we can get you involved with the app.
Now, another thing that I noticed, like with a title and with Apple Music, they'll like stream like concerts and everything. I know you made mention of, you know, COVID kind of knocked all that out. You were looking at the B.R.U.H Fest, but are you maybe looking at having the live stream of like show, like when people start doing more and more concerts, maybe have an exclusive where you're live streaming the concert? Let's say, you know, we finally get in the phase whatever, and we're able to actually do concerts and everything, and like there's a Johnny Hustle concert at Bella Noche or something. Are you gonna say, you know, hey, we're gonna have the exclusive footage, so maybe you're still skittish about coming outside, but you can then go to the B.R.U.H app and the concert is there. You're interested in doing stuff like that too?
Absolutely, man. In fact, I tell guys, man, at some point we just will start getting media passes, whether it's the Varsity, Baton Rouge Mid-City Ballroom, Bella Noche. If dances open back up, man, I want this brand to be so relevant that they call me. Man, we got a media pass for you. Please come cover this event.
Right.
And I got to be honest with you, man. Some artists get it and some artists don't. The Bezos, the Johnny Hustles, these are guys who actually call me and say, look, man, we want to carry that flag. So these guys actually say, look, come get this footage. I'm coming to the studio, come grab these exclusives. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, sure, you can go to Bella Noche and see the concert, but I want you to go to Bruh and see what happened in that green room before he hit the stage.
Gotcha.
I want you to see that interview with him before he get the microphone in his hand. You know what I'm saying? That's really the goal of the B.R.U.H App, to give you that behind-the-scenes look that you can't just see anywhere else.
Now, you made mention, too, of leverage, and it made me kind of think of something.
Absolutely.
With the artists that you have on the app, there's always an analytics report, you know, where they can see how many streams they've accumulated. And I know with that, if they're negotiating, say a major label is interested in one of them, they can then take that to them. Absolutely. How significant are the analytic reports that you like? Do you provide it to the artists? Like, do they know, okay, I got 10,000 streams on the B.R.U.H App in the last 2 months?
Right.
Like, how does that work?
Being a one-man gang, I probably could do a lot better with being transparent with that, but that is the beauty of Audio Mac. I tell a lot of guys who actually ask about it, you can actually go to the B.R.U.H page on Audio Mac and you can see the numbers. That's very important, you know what I'm saying? When you're negotiating that deal, that's kind of what these guys are looking for, your views and your streams. So, like I like to tell these guys, man, a huge part of this game is the finesse side. So being that the B.R.U.H App is locally owned, man, if you tell a label, you're doing numbers on the B.R.U.H App and they call me, not only can I provide them numbers, but hell, man, if we got a deal or if I know what you're trying to get at, man, look, Johnny Hustle did 1 million streams. And who are you to argue with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you to, tell me otherwise? You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's really one of the keys to the B.R.U.H App. But being that, I guess it's a platform, I just get a lot of music submitted. Like, you'd be surprised how many people don't follow up. They just kind of put it on the B.R.U.H App, don't really promote it. And they do the same thing on all the apps and maybe wonder why they're not building a fan base like that. But everything is transparent, man. And if me and a guy, I actually thought the B.R.U.H App was going to increase meetings with artists.
Right.
Because it's like, if I know the hit of Spotify, I'm not just going to email them my song. Hey, bro, I need to sit down with you. Exactly. Let me take you out to lunch.
Right.
Look, that little baby rollout you did, I need something similar. But maybe, I'm not as transparent, so a lot of guys just email me the record and disappear.
Now, are there plans of maybe, because I know you bring up the transparency and that they can go for themselves to the Audio Mac page, but maybe is there plans for, just every month you just email them, hey, look, this is what you did this month?
Well, here's a funny thing, man. And again, this kind of goes to...
And I know you one-man band, right. But, I'm just asking.
I'm glad you said that because this is definitely something I want to touch on, man. Baton Rouge, and I won't even say Baton Rouge, it's probably every city. When the app first came out, I would do these top 10 charts.
Okay.
And basically, it was similar to the streams. So I was kind of showing guys who were doing numbers. And I basically created a graphic with 10 artists on it. Man, artists will not repost a promo piece because other artists are on it.
Really?
If I were to make an individual one-on-one solo page,
then
they'd love that. But the fact, and I don't know, maybe they don't like somebody, and I do understand maybe not reposting somebody you're not getting along with on your page, you giving somebody free promo, I kind of get that. But you'd be surprised. I kind of stopped doing it after the second month.
Right.
Because as a new app, man, we need that support. We need these reposts.
Right.
And some of these guys have a lot of followers or whatnot, but some of the big guys wouldn't even repost it, like be top 2 on the list, but because there were other underground guys on the list,
they didn't want to get that shine.
They wouldn't repost it. So that's kind of maybe a reason why we stopped doing the list. You know what I'm saying? If guys ask, I give it to them, but again, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? I kind of knew the support would be a little weird when I launched the app because that's just how it goes, but that's really an issue with the city because half these guys will claim it's a crab in a bucket city.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, they the crabs.
They up their pension
exactly.
Too.
You know what I'm saying? If you repost that, you got all these followers, man. You just helping that underground guy at number 10 and you're kind of promoting yourself. But man, guys do not, and I don't really have time to sit there and make you a one-on-one page, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. And I think what they have to remember, and these are tangible examples that they can be pointed to as far as this is how success works. And I always make mentions of the Screwed Up Click. I know you brought up Michael Watts. But if you look at everyone that was affiliated with the Screwed Up Click, it was, how many people?
Man, come on, man. 20, Kiki, Big Mo,
30 people
the whole
in
gang,
there.
Yeah.
But all of them have a significant fan base.
Yep.
They still travel and tour. and it was because they all just lent each other just the bare minimum of support.
Exactly.
So I'll say that too. Even, you know, if you are an artist that's listening at this, take note of that and say, hey, you know what? We can achieve more if we just do the bare minimum. You ain't got to go out your way. You ain't got to, you know, it's not going to make you look soft to repost. If there's a top 10 list, that's not going to make you look bad at all. If someone is on the list that you don't necessarily, you know, if you have a disagreement with or whatnot, the disagreement ain't that serious.
At all.
Especially if it's the difference in you getting a major label deal and you not.
Right.
It ain't that big of a deal, in my opinion.
Right.
I could be wrong. That's just my opinion.
I agree, man. Like, it's just simple reposting, just supporting. Again, if you don't have followers to get reposted by somebody that do, that's a big deal. But even if you have the followers, it's like, come on, man. Like, don't take this the wrong way. Nobody else is putting you on no list.
Right.
So by not reposting it at all, you're not even showing your fan base that your song is doing well.
And the fan base wants to see how you're moving. I think, you know, anyone who is a fan, they've now become invested in your career. And if, you know, if we're talking business jargon, you know, if you have investors, they want to see where we are. So you got a board of directors. Okay, how are we doing with this product or that product? So your fan, you have to look at them as, you know, that's a list of your investors. You are the stock.
Right, exactly.
They want to follow up and see how that stock is performing. So this time next year, if the stock is still only gaining 1,000 streams a month, we want to see, okay, well, how, you know, I think this artist is dope. How can we make this artist go to 5,000 streams a month? Because your fans are now invested in your career. So listen, if you're an artist, look at it like that. Your fans are your investors and you are the stock. And the B.R.U.H app is the stock market.
Absolutely, man. You're your product, you know what I'm saying? So if nobody's talking about your product, it looks like the product isn't moving, man. If I put you on, I tell people right now, man, if they do a top 100 list of DJs in Baton Rouge and I am number 99, I'm still reposting that.
Why not?
Because nobody else is talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else is creating no graphic. Nobody else asks for a picture of me. Like, even though 99 may not be the flattering spot, I got to be honest with myself, nobody else is talking about me. This is still a good look. So even if you're like number 9 or number 10, man, like, repost that because it still shows your fans, man, your song is doing something. People are listening. It's not just spam at this point.
Right.
So it's all about support for support, man. And that was kind of one of the first issues I ran with. But, you know, like anything else, you can start focus on the people who do support.
Right.
And like I said, we do have a core network of artists who not just want to put their music on the app exclusively, man, but that see the bigger vision.
Right.
Like, they understand what this app could do, not only for themselves, but the whole city. The city's already on fire. We're one of the few cities, probably the only city that has their own mobile app.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, that was one of the first, and you know, I was talking to some of my friends, and I was actually talking to Johnny Hustle, and I was like, "Listen, man, this is something big. Like, this is a black-owned streaming network. It's providing the same service as an Apple, as a Tidal, and it's 100% independent."
And I'm not knocking any other city, man, but I use examples like, man, if I was in Lafayette, like, no offense, we was gonna have to branch out to Baton Rouge sooner or later, just because there aren't that many major guys doing it.
Right.
If I was in New Orleans, like, if I couldn't get Cash Money and No Limit on there, I'm not knocking the underground scene, but there's not that many, you know, guys that's doing it like that. It's something about Baton Rouge, man, that we just have so much.
We are the capital city, too.
Yeah, we just have so much talent that I really don't even have to look elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? You know, we were able to acquire, like, rights to some of the classic No Limits, like you said, Soulja Slim and stuff. But the fact that if I just say Baton Rouge only, man, we did in our first year over 7 million streams.
That's big.
7 million streams. And that's not even counting the Young Boy. Young Boy does 128 million streams by himself.
Right.
So I'm not counting the Young Boys, the Gates, or the Boosies. I'm talking about the Wap Beezies, the Bezos. Like, these guys who do numbers, like, it shows. And if you think about how influential we are, man, we got people from Wisconsin tuned into this app. And Young Boy may be the reason, but now they're looking at Baton Rouge like, what else is new? What else is coming out?
Now that makes me think, okay, so when you look at the analytics, of course you're going to have a core group, a core number of people in the city streaming, but where else have you noticed that you're getting, like, a lot of streams from?
Man, we have people in the UK tuned into the B.R.U.H app, man. We are global. I don't think a lot of people understand that. This is a global app. This is in the App Store everywhere. This isn't something regional. This isn't local, man. It shows me people listening from Spain on this app. You know what I'm saying? All over the country, of course. I mean, every state is tuned in, honestly. Texas is big. Of course, Atlanta is big. California is huge. And
Give me your top 5 places outside of Baton Rouge that are streaming the B.R.U.H app.
Man, I'm gonna go statewide.
Okay.
Texas, Cali for sure. Mississippi. Very surprising, man. New York.
Really?
And again, I think because we have so many major guys in these markets, people are just curious, man. Like if Youngboy, Fredo Bang, Boosie, Kevin Gates are all from this one city, who else do they got?
Right.
So you have people really tuning in, trying to find out what's next. Who's the next guy up? And that's just how powerful B.R. are, man. But New York, like I said, Wisconsin, and even I'm surprised, like, who? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But shout out to the guys who are really, touring all around the country, and they're just bringing that Baton Rouge. We really have our own sound. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will tell you we have our own sound, and the fact that it's been so relevant for so long, man, like the app was really, I tell people who really, when it comes down to the app, they say a good product solves the problem. Mm-hmm. And similar to you said, we got classic mixtapes, classic freestyles, but they're scattered all over the place. And I'm talking Dat Piff, live mixtapes. Really, the basis of the B.R.U.H app was like, okay, I'm going to just put all B.R. in one spot.
Right.
Of course, I have ulterior motives of breaking new artists, hell, breaking myself as a DJ, helping the local scene. But end of the day, if you ask me what the synopsis of the app was, it is to put all of Baton Rouge on one app. Man, if people ask me, like, what's the top projects on the B.R.U.H app, man, you would not believe it is Webby and Fat, Trill for Life.
Really?
They listen to that thing on my app like they can't find it anywhere else. And I'm almost pretty sure I took that from another streaming service. But it's like, maybe because it's so convenient, it's all on that one app, they just tune in, bro. That project did 1 million streams by itself.
Man.
And I just put that on there like a year ago.
Man.
Wap Beezy's World War III did 1 million streams by itself on the B.R.U.H app. So when I say this app did 7 million streams, man, you got some guys who really took a huge chunk of that pie chart.
Right.
Again, man, a few people saw the vision of the B.R.U.H app, man, and one of those guys, again, was Jay Dirty, and he sent me that Scotty Kane project before all the other streams, and that's kind of what we need to be successful. We need exclusives.
Right.
Man, Jay Dirty sent me that project. I can't make this up, man. Scotty Kane project did 750K streams just on the B.R.U.H app. I could only imagine what he did on Apple, Spotify, but just on the B.R.U.H app. Just on the B.R.U.H app. So, man, like these guys, not only do we have some underground movers, man, that just brings more attention to everybody else. Because, again, man, who else from the city is hot? And they're very curious about it. But these exclusives really help.
Are there any plans on maybe even highlighting B.R. legends? Maybe it's some stuff that's hard to find for them. Maybe like putting some CeeLo, Young Bleed.
Absolutely, man. We actually have Young Bleed, My Balls, My World, actually does great numbers. I have a lot of projects with CeeLo, but I have a pretty cool relationship with CeeLo. We just haven't had a chance to link up, but I'd love to have that concentration camp playlist.
That original.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he got some stuff in his sessions that he hadn't even put out yet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I hate to even bring this up, man, but we're going to have to do a RIP playlist, man, because we just have a lot of fallen soldiers, and I'm talking Lil Handy, Zorella, Lil Fat. Like, man, I hate to really talk about it, but it's a lot of guys who aren't here who really kind of paved the way, too. Yeah. So, one-man gang right now, but definitely want to show light to not only the current BR, but the guys who made MC Nero. You know what I'm saying? That guy needs his own playlist, you know what I'm saying?
I mean...
You know what I mean? Like, these guys paved the way. So, a lot of plans to do that, and the more we grow, the bigger the team gets, and eventually, I like to do documentaries for the video section. Like, somebody needs to go, follow CeeLo and follow some of these guys around and really figure out, what did you do? Because, again, there wasn't any streaming sites back then. CeeLo, how did you do what you did?
There wasn't no streaming sites. It wasn't no social media.
Exactly.
It was...
out the trunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are guys who kind of need to tell their story. So the more the team gets bigger, the more exclusive content I want to do. And I'm kind of like investigating journalism. So eventually we're gonna do all of that, man. But
That's right up my alley.
Exactly, hey, man. We'll be talking after this. But trust me, man, we just got so much rich history that eventually I just want to get everything Baton Rouge on this app.
Man, I've thoroughly enjoyed this, man. Like, I really enjoyed you pulling up to the table, man. We definitely have to talk more.
Absolutely.
We're definitely going to do some things. You heard it here first. We're going to do some things.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else maybe you want to say to the people that are listening or watching out there, in terms of the B.R.U.H App?
Man, over 7 million streams let me know that the whole world is tuned in. So if you have the app, I don't care if you don't listen to it. Just the fact that you have it downloaded and you haven't deleted it off your phone says big. I tell people all the time, man, a mailing list is good, but eventually they have to check their email to see it. The beauty about having your own mobile app is I can send mobile notifications. So it don't matter if the phone is off, if you're on the B.R.U.H app, just you having the app allows me to keep you updated. And shout out to my assistant, Ashley, but she got us involved in political season.
Right.
So not only did we get to involve ourselves with interviewing some of these politicians, but I was able to send out notifications of voting locations, go vote. You know what I mean? We really got to get...
The B.R.U.H app is a responsible app.
Absolutely, man. We take pride in that. We don't want to just be, ignorant hip-hop. We don't want to just have that one look. We want you to know that, again, the whole city is involved, man. So, again, if you have the app, I appreciate it. If you're thinking about getting on the app, man, don't hesitate to hit me up. But if you're an artist, man, don't just email me that song. I'm very easy to get in contact with. Let's sit down. Let's do something bigger. Like, again, man, Johnny Hustle, I know we brought him up a few times, but he literally calls and say, Scrap, I want to carry that flag. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? He don't put his music on no other platforms. That allows us to create custom packages. We can, do more for him, you know what I'm saying? Because he's really put his trust in us. So while it's kind of good to say my music is on all platforms, if you don't have that fan base, it may be smart to start in your own city. Not only do I do the app, man, but I'm active DJ. I got one of the hottest after-hours spots in the city, and we could really break these records.
Right.
My motto is we are the only app that turns streams into spins. You know what I'm saying? Spotify houses your music. YouTube houses your music. Apple, they just house your music, and that's cool. But, man, we get these songs, I like this record. I think I'm going to test it out in the club this weekend. And the fact that it's in your city and you could pull up, now you actually have a campaign.
Right.
It isn't just a streaming anymore, man. So shout out to the artists, Johnny Hustle, Bezo, Lil Dane, guys like this who put their trust in the app. I salute y'all, but anybody else who's thinking about getting on the app, trust me, man, it's just not another platform. We could do a lot more, but it does involve communication. Hit me up, and we'll put you on a run. This podcast, man, after this Today Talk, man, trust me, I'm going to be sending guys to you because this is a great platform to not only tell your story, but promote your music. Like, everybody has a story, you know what I'm saying? And you're actually one of the first to allow me to come on and tell the origins of the B.R.U.H app. So salute to you.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Look, I just appreciate you coming through, man.
Already.
Like I said, it's been extremely informative. I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, man. And the only thing I can say left for the people is make sure y'all, if you haven't downloaded, I have it. So when he was talking about the notifications, I get the notifications too. It's a really cool app. It's super easy to maneuver. And I just look forward to everything you got coming in the future, man.
Appreciate that, man. Again, the B.R.U.H app on Google Play and Apple Store, man. Download that ASAP. Check out that B.R.U.H Volume 3 with Bezo. And I got some heat with Johnny Hustle coming through, man. Go check that out. And let's get it, man. Table Talk. I appreciate y'all.
All right. So listen, man, that's been another edition of Table Talk. And just remember this at all times. There's only two people in Lord. It's only two people in this world. You're either at the table or on the menu.
Straight up.
You choose which one you're going to be.
And I got an appetite.
Last words. Rest in peace, Justin Aberdeen, my classmate. Love you, man.
Absolutely, man. Rest in peace, bro. For everything you did for me, the city, and this app, rest in peace, bro.
We out.